right, welcome back. We have Paul Hembling joining us, the principal of Bert Edwards Elementary School. Thanks for being here, Paul. We talked to you a few weeks ago for the newscast on this new school space experiment that you're going to tell us a little bit about here. Basically, in a nutshell, I guess, District 73 has secured a spot to develop a microgravity experiment. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right, Tanya.
Explain a little bit about what people can expect from these kids.
So when we last spoke, we had just finished our push to have our implementation proposal accepted. So for people who don't know about this, it's called the Student Spaceflight Experiments Program, and it's run by an outfit out of Maryland in the States called the National Center for Earth and Space Science Education. And a gentleman by the name of Jeff Goldstein created this opportunity for kids, and coming up is mission 6. So there have been 5 previous missions, and there are 22 different microgravity experiment slots essentially on a spacecraft that he has arranged to interface with the International Space Station in the fall of 2014. So in order for School District 73 to secure one of those experiment slots, and it's essentially a shoebox-sized microgravity experiment.
Yeah, it has to be small.
Has to be small. It's expensive. I'd hate to think of what it would cost if it was bigger. The cost to put that into space is about $22,000 US. So it's an expensive little shoebox. There's 22 of them going from school jurisdictions across the United States. We are the only Canadian school jurisdiction on this round that has been approved, so I'm very excited about that. And we are only the 2nd Canadian school district to ever participate. The first one was out of Manitoba last year.
That must feel good.
Feels really good, and it was quite a process to go through. We had to lay out all the school resources that we were willing to commit to it, including the Pro-D for teachers who are going to be involved. At this point, we have 10 schools involved, 18 classrooms of students, and those students will be developing in small groups a microgravity experiment to answer some sort of a question they have about how the world behaves in a zero-G, or what we call a microgravity environment on the International Space Station. And
this experiment, if they were to get to the final or to have it happen, would be carried out by real astronauts, would it not?
Correct. So, and the if part is the part that some people don't understand. So at this point, we are guaranteed the spot. Our school district will send a shoebox. Of the 10 schools and 18 classes participating so far, and I would anticipate that number will go up as we get closer.
Of course.
It's basically groups of students within classrooms, developing them in groups of 3 to 5. After the 2-month experimental design process with kids, each classroom teacher will decide with their classroom, okay, which of these boys and girls is the most likely to be the one that will be selected to fly. So each classroom would then put forward their best effort in terms of their design, and a local committee would select the top 3. Those top 3 then get submitted to the NCE-SSE committee, who runs the show down there.
And they choose.
And they then choose, but they base their decision on which of those 3 they're going to pick on feasibility for a NASA astronaut to carry it out based on the set of parameters and instructions that the students have to write for the NASA astronaut to conduct, whether it's going to pass the flight safety test. It's all those same types of requirements that would be on a commercial space flight are on these student experimental.
What an opportunity.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And at Bert Edwards, there's 3 classes from your school, right?
3 classes.
And you're
at my
the
school.
Science school. So
Grade 5,
knows?
6, and 7. Yeah, and Lloyd George has us beat. They've got 4 classes, but they've got a lot more kids too. So.
And grades 5, 6, and 7, you said?
Correct.
Okay. You mentioned earlier 22,000 or so?
It's 22,500 US funds, which...
So how do you pay for that? You obviously are calling on the public to help, right?
Yeah, we are. So when we last spoke, I was very excited. I've rewatched the news clip. I might have been a bit too excited.
No, you weren't. You were great.
Very excited about the fact that our implementation plan had been accepted, which guarantees us a spot. And since that time, I have been super busy talking to everybody I can about the opportunity, local organizations, fundraising groups, local businesses. I was on CBC Radio. I've been on the Jim Harrison show. I've been doing...
Getting the word out
Trying to get the word out to anybody who would like to help us with this, with a contribution, large or small. So,
So where are you now with dollars? Do you know?
I do know right now. It works out to about just shy of $25,000 Canadian.
Okay.
And our contributions so far, and I'm going to put in plugs for people who have supported us. Magellan Aerospace out of Mississauga, Ontario has helped us.
Oh, wow.
MDA is an aerospace corporation out of Richmond. Their McDonald, Detweiler and Associates have given us a contribution. A local company by the name of Scorpion Technologies. He contacted us saying that he was interested. It's something his company would like to support. Kamloops Aurora Rotary has supported us. Herf Jones Yearbook has supported us. Flavors of India Restaurant has supported
fantastic.
us. So.
People think this is a great opportunity. That's a hands-on experiment for these kids, right?
Absolutely, and it's something that as we move forward into the fall is going to get more and more press.
Yes.
And it is just such a neat hands-on learning opportunity for kids, because for a student, if you're in grade 5, 6, or 7, and you are working on something in school, I mean, how many of us in school have thought, why am I learning this?
Yeah.
Why am I ever going to have to know this?
Yes.
We've all asked it of our teachers. So this is an opportunity for kids to, I mean, nobody's going to be asking that question.
No.
This might go on the International Space Station by rocket ship.
Fantastic.
I mean, it doesn't get any more real than that.
No, it doesn't.
And I think for Kamloops as a community, that's a phenomenal opportunity, and there's going to be exposure if we can move forward. But in order to do that, right now we're sitting at $9,500 US out of $22,500 required. So we've got a ways to go, and our funding commitments come due in the next 2 weeks.
So help them out. Help these kids get that opportunity to have their microgravity experiment, I guess, studied in space. So
absolutely.
Thanks for being here, Paul. Thank you so much. And if people want to get a hold of you, they can just do so with the number at the screen there and
absolutely. And another website that they can look at is SSEP, which stands for Student Spaceflight Experiments Program, ssep.sd73.bc.ca.
Okay.
And anybody wanting to make a donation, we have tax receipts available from the district for contributions of $25 or more.
Another incentive. Thanks,
Thank you
Paul.
so much.
Great. We'll be right back after a break with a group of Sahali Secondary students. Stay with us.